gonna put cream on him, depending on how much he's shaved. He said he's totally manscaped pretty much, but I don't think he's shaved his legs.
Okay.
So what you do is you put cream on him, and this supposedly has a little bit of Vaseline jelly in it. I've never used this before.
And you want to smooth all the hairs down like that?
But you get all the hair going in one direction. And then when you put the strip on, you put the side that has the plaster on it. You'll feel one side has texture, and one side does not have texture. The texture side is up.
Okay.
Okay. And for the first layer, it's a single thing. Put it through. One person is the cloth holder, and you just hold it for a bit while the other person is, you know, putting the other strip on. But you have to let it sit for a bit, because if it's really wet, it won't go on so well. This is weird. Can you hold that?
Yes.
When you put it on in a way where you're not putting it flat on, you're draping it across the hair. You know what I mean?
Against
so,
it?
No, like that.
Okay.
Right? And so that way, no hair is coming through. This way, no hair is coming through. And then it's about really rubbing it in. You see how I'm filling in all those gaps?
Yeah.
Even though you can see the texture of the cloth,
There's no...
like on the other side, you're gonna see once it dries, I'll take this off for you guys. Once it dries, you'll see that like it's pretty tight, especially in like this area. There's a little bit of a wrinkle, but you really, it's as simple as it looks. But you see how my hair is coming through?
You don't want that.
You don't want that. I mean, like 1 or 2 is not the end of the world, but you can imagine Plaster trying to rip out all your hair follicles. At the same time.
So, anyhow.
Anyhow, appreciate your help, man. So just explaining to these guys.
Stuff we use.
You put Vaseline on, and you put the hair down like that, and when you put it on, you drag it across with the hair, so that hair isn't coming through. You want to avoid that as much as possible. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like when this sets up in a bit.
So how does this work? Do we do like big sections or little sections like that?
The first layer, I think what we're going to do is, first layer's already on.
Yeah.
Just get it on there.
Can I keep working on
Yeah.
because there's
Just
tricky
keep
bits
going.
in there. Like,
Keep doing it. How do you mean tricky bits?
like
The between the legs, if you don't know how you want that to.
Oh, I see.
If you want,
Yeah, I'll do that.
yeah. First, you know the middle size. Yeah, we already have the middle size, so we're at the middle size now.
Quicker than I thought. Okay, those really long ones, just follow them in now. At this point, we're just going to try to get them covered.
thank you.
So then maybe Hannah should hold off. Open up those. Here, come over here and have a look at this, real quick. Okay, so I put plastic bandages here, I put plastic bandages here, then I just take this, and I'm just trying to connect the two. All I'm trying to do, okay? That's what you do in those areas. Okay, you just go down far, and you put plastic bandages from here, and then you connect the two, and in the end, using whatever plastic bandages we have, we'll strengthen that out. But first, we just gotta get it covered. Alright?
Sorry.
So are we doubling over these large ones? So,
Yeah, half.
okay.
Otherwise, they get flimsy.
Yeah. Sorry.
Maybe.
Would you like me to cut both parts?
Yeah. If you can actually cut those in squares.
Where?
How's the model? You nice and warm?
Things like yeah. You wanna try smearing it?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
So it's sort of-
Thank you. Which part can I do that?
Yeah, just keep going up.
Right.
Just keep covering. Smear it in as well as you possibly can.
So who plastered you when you were the model?
My wife and a friend.
Yeah, I think. I don't. Aaron, can you have a look at this side for a second?
With the back edge is kind of.
I'll come. Can you stop what you're
when I was
doing?
doing it, I
You take
just
over for me,
cut over.
and I'm gonna help these guys out.
So,
There we go. What's the problem?
Kind of bubbling.
Just get it under. What's gonna happen is it's gonna be a weird undercut there, and I, as the sculptor, will just take the clay and just sculpt it out. Because I'll have images of him, and I'll just articulate it as well as possible. That's a good question.
that's the process. Texture samples.
I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna give me one of the really long ones, but
Yeah.
as a long one,
Okay.
rather than in half. What we're gonna do is drape that over. That's gonna get that joined out. Just gonna push that under. Like that. Keep going 2 or 3 layers of that. That's really good. When you, because you have on 2 layers rather than 1,
Yep.
you're gonna have to really, if you have to, take some water
Okay.
and
Smooth it.
smooth it in. Yeah, keep going.
Hi.
Up. Keep going up.
Yep.
You grab them from her.
Yep.
Small bits.
This is a little bit big. I'm glad I came up. Alex is an excellent example of an excellent model. Somebody who's quiet. I've used models that just will not shut up. Really, and it gets really long really fast.
You need script?
Yeah. So this second layer does look it's got some wrinkles and stuff in it.
Yes, don't even worry about that. Just smear it in as well as possible stuff because you get in the plaster to stick to the plaster strips.
Yeah.
And if you can, put it in between. So like here's the edge, put the
Okay.
plaster strip over.
I get it. Yeah.
You guys are doing a great job. You guys are so quiet. I remember we did this at NAS, right, Alex? And everybody was just chatting away the whole time.
There you go, that's what you get.
So the more articulation and the more time you spend at this stage, the less time you have to spend on actual sculpting of it. If you can, what you might want to do is get like that Gisona box and prop it under him. Then put it right on the edge of his head so you don't actually have to
Can I
hold
put his
it.
head down?
Yeah, I'll hold it up. You sure? Yeah.
I can keep holding it.
Hannah, we have most of it covered. Can you start on this side from his feet up and just start reinforcing it?
Yep.
Especially around the torso, because I don't know how many layers we put in, and just get it smoothed in as well as possible.
Come.
Put like a cushion or something in between his head and get the top, like just something.
Yeah.
It's okay? He said it's okay.
Like
If you
jump
can
out or something.
come across something that's great, if not, don't worry about it. Are you sure?
Yeah, there's only no. Do we dip?
Get the, when you do it, hold it over, especially on the edge, and get the folded edge on the bottom.
Oh, the bottom edge.
Yeah. Because we don't want that raggedy edge to be
Yeah.
the bottom edge. Are you comfortable, Alex? If you're uncomfortable, if you need a slight adjustment, just leave the word. So that, okay? How are we going with the reinforcements? Are you putting on a good amount, or do you feel like you're having to?
Second layer.
Okay.
So do you want me to do another layer?
Yeah. Hopefully 3 will be enough.
Okay.
So the plaster actually warms up. What kicks the plaster is the plaster has a catalyst in it, and that's what sets the plaster. So the reason why you feel it's warm is not his actual
Oh, really?
body heat coming through, it's the plaster. And
Okay.
the reason why we're using plaster strips, if we used actual plaster on the body, as long as you can get it off, it will be much more articulate. But plaster strips are open enough that they breathe.
Yeah.
They're open enough that they breathe without getting too hot. If you actually use plaster straight on the body, you would burn the body. When I say burn the body, we're talking hospital, third-degree burns.
Because
Don't
of the
realize.
catalyst in the plaster.
And usually when you have the plaster mold, you do one side and then you do the other side. The one side might be okay because you can just pick your hand up if it gets too hot. But once you pour the other side and it's encased in there, all that trapped heat, you will burn the body.
Wow.
So you do not use plaster straight onto the human body.
Sound like concrete. That'll burn it as well.
If you're not sure where you need to reinforce, give it a quick tap.
Just like layer.
Usually you can feel where it's really thin, like right there, that's really thin.
How many layers?
Probably one, so put another one.
Right there, that's really thin. Just kind of, you get a couple strips of that. This towel is yours. Okay, it's off now. So he's not exactly flat, which is going to give me a few problems when I go to make the other side. If he was flat, it would be much better, but because I wanted him to be comfortable more than I cared about that, it's going to be a little irregular, but I tried to spread the cushions out so it's more or less whatever. And this is higher than that, but these feet will drop, no problem, because the clay is going to be like that way. See if there's enough plaster strips there.
How's your neck?
The hands or
The arms. Feel around here. Because these parts are overlooked. Because he's breathing with it like hard. And he's trying to flex the mold a little bit. You see that?
Yeah.
So stop it. So what you want to do is you want to wait for it to set up so that won't happen when you take it off. But it's still flexible enough, and there's still plenty of water in there from the warm water that we use. There's still plenty of water in there. It hasn't like totally dried off and evaporated or anything. I would say we'd give it like another few minutes. Maybe clean up a little bit.
I don't think we go around already.
After we take it off, there'll be a little bit of minimal cracking.
Yeah.
But after we take it off, I can either continue to reinforce it with plaster strips,
Yeah.
just like this, so look like hollow, or take actual plaster and put it on the edge. Actual plaster is really messy and it gets really tough.
So, is that a whole box of bandages?
That is the whole box.
How many layers did you put on?
Maybe 3 overall.
Two.
2, 3. We're a little short, but at least we got it on. And I was just explaining to them that I can either reinforce it with more plaster strips or plaster. These plaster strips are the strips on it, and they're expensive. They're about $200 a box, we said?
It was 190.
190 bucks. Maybe 150. I don't know what
Put him in Vaseline.
We covered him in cream, that
okay.
stuff, and apparently it has Vaseline droplets in it.
So, yeah, so it's not going to stick.
No.
Every time on his hair.
Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah.
Well, at least it's nice and warm in there. Is it warming up?
No, really.
Oh,
It's cooling off now, right? It's cooling off now.
right.
It has a warm stage.
And
then-
will you cut it off here? Cut it, or will it just lift off?
Oh, it should just lift up. You should just drop out of
So
it.
it's just like first inside.
The arm's gonna be a little tricky because of the way we cast
I
it.
feel like it's some kind of like
but it should just look like
Stole it.
So this probably won't work later on, but check it out. This probably won't work when I try to put it back
Fingerprints
in.
and everything.
Whoa.
But you get it. You get skin cells, little details. The couch is like, whatever. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Have you done this before, Alex? Okay.
We're just gonna let gravity drop his hand out. Just kind of move your wrist a little bit if you have to. That's not hair being caught. That's the plaster. Like even though it's flat, it wraps around 3/4 of the hair follicle. So we're gonna.
That's it.
Yeah, that's alright. That's good actually.
You want to see with it?
So what you do is you move his skin, you push his skin away from.
Okay. So is that just kind of one layer there, or?
Yeah, that's one layer, which is why it's so thin.
Yeah.
Sorry for that as well.
Oh, yeah, freedom.
What we're gonna do is,
So you're just loosening it
You cold?
all around.
Yeah, alright.
okay, I'm gonna try to pop this off. I need somebody here, and I need somebody at the feet. And I need you guys to just get under and put some separation. Get your fingers between. Yeah, just push the skin away from the mold rather than.
I can just feel your hands like getting caught.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised you didn't use real Vaseline.
Oh, look at that one.
So you can see that there's a little bit of working. That's fine.
Yeah. It's not concentrated to stretch a certain part of the body. I'm trying to help.
It's like you're giving birth to yourself.
It's just like getting undressed really slowly in a movie.
Yeah, man, your skin's not bad at all.
No, it's not.
Try to avoid too much cracking. You see the weak spots right away.
Hey, there we go.
Okay.
So I'm imagining there's some sensitive areas there.
Come this way. Is your arm stuck in that?
I'll figure it out in 1 sec. If I can just get it moving. Yeah, one little section overlaps. 1 second.
You're like a beautiful butterfly coming out of its cocoon.
Okay, now wait.
It's cold and wet.
I need everybody to pick it straight up if you can.
Oh, it's
You're wasted running.
Back this out already? What's holding on?
just sit in here.
Okay, let's move this
It's a man.
right where he was.
Dude.
Okay, so as you can see, wherever there were weak spots, it ripped.
Yeah.
Like there, and that's unfortunate, but you'd be surprised, like once you, I always get a little bit of adrenaline rush. It's not even that big of a deal, but I always get a little bit of a pause out of that. As you can see. Are you okay to go to the restroom on your own and get yourself cleaned up? Or you want to come with me?
I'll grab you a cup of tea.
How's your hairs? Do you have any place that are ripped out?
I don't know, it feels like they're ripping out, but they're not. And that glass feeling.
It's that. It's
Just
that.
kind of pinching, pulling.
Because the plaster is so fine, it wraps itself 3/4 around it, and a little bit like hair has an undercut.
Yeah.
It wraps around it, and so.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you guys to help me get the cushions out so that this is as flat as possible. So I haven't seen the inside of it yet, but judging from the outside of it, I would say the actual process of how you guys went about it as a team, considering it was your first time for a lot of you, you guys were like an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Destroy you.
That being said, I just watched a hot plate last night, so I want to do this. That being said, I think because we ran out of strips, the actual mold, we could have gotten probably a little bit more together, but overall, it's probably going to end up as...
Could you just paint it?
So, our next step is to get this on a wooden board and let it dry. After it dries for a day or two, we flip it over, and I usually take clay bags or parcels of clay once I flip it over, and I put it around it. I used to use foam, like that spray foam stuff.
Oh, do you?
But then after a while, I realized you can just use like chunks of clay on the
Is
outside.
that to just support it?
Yeah,
while
because it
dries?
wants to open up
Does
once
that?
you, because it's so round.
Yeah.
And then you pack the clay in. The first layer, of course, is the most important. The more you smear it and pound it up against that surface, and it's pretty hard by that time, the more articulation you're going to get. And then what happens is, because I don't know if you guys will be around for this part of it, the clay, it sits in it like that for like a day or so. You come back, flip it over, and that takes a lot of people. That takes a lot of people, because that thing is like packed full of solid clay. Flip it over, and then the plaster strips have absorbed the water from the clay, and it just comes out. These get really soft again. Kind of like this. But that's pretty much it. That's how you do it. And if you want the head, or if you want really articulate hands and feet, you cast it separately with either plaster straight on, but you have to be really good at it. But with the head, you can't do it. Or with the head, you use alginate or plaster strips. So with the head, you use plaster strips, but use Vaseline on the eyebrows. And if the person has a shaved head, it's a lot easier. When I cast his head, the last time I used him, he shaved his head. And he had like
we did the cap. We did the skull cap for me, because I wouldn't shave it.
He did?
I refused to.
I can't remember. I thought you shaved your head.
No, I only shaved it. Yeah.
Okay. So somebody like me, really easy to cast. Somebody like Petra, really hard to cast. But if you put her hair flat up against it and you use alginate, it comes right off. Because alginate is really soft material. But
So
that's
you
like
put
almost like
alginate on your hair?
you put alginate on it.
Really?
It's just
Using your teeth
seaweed.
for when you go get braces done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It's just
just
seaweed.
never thought it would get stuck.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it does. But
But then you need to cut your hair off anyway
it
afterwards.
won't get stuck. It's
Shave
just,
it.
it just slides. I think this is going to turn out nice.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna jump off and go to class soon. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
You've done a lot.
If you want, I'm around until the end of the month in the residency. If you want to do that casting, you get the plaster strips together and stuff like that.
Oh, you can help me out with
We can hit that up.